Hi there, this is Brent Huras. Good to see you again. So what I wanted to do is I want to make a video for you in order to help as many people as possible through our new and rapidly evolving situation, involving the coronavirus, and in particular the part where we find ourselves to be isolated and at home. And so as I speak to you now, I assume that you are either you're able to work remotely at your same job from home, or the job that you had to go in for work has been canceled or suspended and you're not able to do it because of the coronavirus, and so now you're out of work and perhaps you're collecting on unemployment insurance or something like that. And in either case, you find yourself in a place where you're at home, you're not able to go out, but with this change, we now find ourselves in a place where we just have all of this time, like just swimming in time at home. And I would also bet, I'm making a number of assumptions about you, but I would also bet that if you're home, you are, it's difficult, it's challenging just to be home all the time, but there's a unique opportunity that's presented here where you're able to, if you're able to focus and kind of get your shit in gear, then you can actually do a lot of stuff. You can get around to a lot of things that you were intending to get around to for quite some time. And so this would include any musical endeavor, learning to code, learning a language, exercise, getting your exercise on track, doing at-home workouts, any kind of writing, any type of career development, any form of education you've been interested in pursuing online. There's just a lot of opportunity here. And so this video, which I've titled How to Structure Your Daily Life in Isolation. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the most important points and methods that you can keep in mind in order to properly make use of this opportunity. So I just want to outline before I go into this that this is an enormous opportunity for personal growth and development. And so if you take this properly, you actually have a chance to pivot your entire life. You could actually grow in a whole new way so that when the whole coronavirus thing abates, which it undoubtedly will at some point, you can actually leave this whole thing better and more capable, and perhaps even on a whole other path in your life. So you can actually go a whole way and you can look back on this coronavirus shenanigan with some fondness as a time of great incubation, seeing it perhaps as like being in a cocoon where you came out as something even better. So there's a lot of potential in this opportunity, and I would really suggest that you take this seriously if you're up for it and if it calls to you. And conversely, at the same time, I want to mention that there is a decent chance, there's actually a really, I don't want to say a high chance, but there's a very plausible chance that you and I could waste this opportunity, that it could just go all the way by without ever taking any real action on it, and we'll end up just the same coming out of it as when we went in, and nothing will really change and nothing will really improve, and this opportunity will be wasted. And I'd like for you to know that that's a reality unless you take some action now. Now, I know it's kind of it's sort of an anxiety-inducing thing to say, but I'm really excited about you, and I'm excited about this because I've been working with people for so long, over hundreds and hundreds of people, and what I'm going to give you are a few ways that you can orient yourself around this so that you can make sure that you properly use this opportunity. So if that sort of thing is up your alley, then this video is for you. So here we go. And one more thing just before I do. I want to mention that I'm offering one-on-one private coaching sessions for now. I'm going to say until the end of March 27th, Friday, March 27th. So if you're watching this after March 27th, unfortunately, it's too late. But until then, $5 sessions. You can get one $5 session, private live one-on-one call with me, and I will actually take you through this. I will actually work with you to help you get the most out of this opportunity coming up. We can talk about whatever you want. We can solve any issues. We'll work on it together. It is a supremely dope opportunity. $5 Canadian which is like, I don't know, $3 USD or something. So if that appeals to you, I have a link below. I'm pointing to the description box. Get in there, get your session. It's going to be a hoot. All right, so I got 4 points to share with you here. So one is to create a plan. So I'm going to talk about how to create the plan. Number 2 is I'm going to share with you how you can motivate yourself to do it, how to create sustainable motivation. This works for everybody I've worked with. Number 3 is the importance of small, specific measurables and how that will help you go about this. And then number 4 will be to learn how to actually give yourself the rest of the day off and learn how to eliminate the guilt and shame factor when you're not being productive, which is super important and will help you in the long run. All right, so sometimes I just talk myself into exhaustion. And all right, so I suggest, number 1, that you, in order to properly use this opportunity that we have in front of us, create for yourself a 14-day plan. So in other words, a 2-week plan. And ideally, you create the plan in such a way where it's like, by the end of 14 days, I intend to have accomplished blank. Now, I suggest that you do this in just 2 categories. You can add more if you want, but your commitment is at minimum to make sure that you do these 2 things. So you can create something in the health and wellness category, such as to lose a certain amount of weight. I don't know how much you can lose in 14 days, like a pound or 2 pounds or whatever. Or to have gone 14 days without smoking weed, or 14 days without drinking, or to go for a run every day for 14 days. So to set for yourself some kind of a 14-day challenge, or like a 14-day target to hit. Like you've eaten less than 50,000 calories over 14 days. Something like that. So 1 health and wellness category, and then 1 category that would be related to your highest aspiration, your career. So if you haven't already done this, take some time to get clear on what is the most important thing for you, kind of career-wise, purpose-wise. Is it music? Is it creating music? Is it learning something? Is it coding? Is it writing? Is it a business entrepreneurial thing? Whatever it is, give yourself 14 days to have some major accomplishment done that is specific and measurable. So definitely not like, I'm going to create a business, or I'm going to be healthier, or I'm going to do more cardio or whatever, because that would be too vague and it would be impossible to measure. This needs to be something that at the end, I could come in and I could look at it and I could evaluate whether or not you actually did or did not do the thing. So create a 14-day plan, and then create a 7-day plan for the halfway mark. And then what you are to do is every day going forward. All right, let me try this again. So tonight or today, give yourself 2 tasks to do tomorrow. So, and you can give yourself, as many tasks as you want, 5 or 10 or 20, but you must at minimum do these 2. And then after these 2, create the plan for the following day so that when you go into the next day, you'll know what to do. And then do those 2 things, and then more if you want. But then after that, you create the plan for the following day. Always go into the next day knowing what you need to do. That way, when you go in, you'll be going in with a certain sense of intention. And what this will also mean is that the general ship, like, because what you're doing daily pertains to what needs to be done for the week, and what you're doing for the week is what needs to be done for the 2 weeks. What that means is that every single day, as long as you complete those tasks, you will be on track. You will know that you're moving in the right direction. You will know that time is on your side, in the sense that with every passing day, you're moving further in the right direction, the direction towards your actualization as a person. if you're not doing this, if you don't have a plan, then, and you don't know what you're doing going into any one day, you're lost at sea. You don't, and you'll end up wasting time, or your actions will be ineffective. They won't be the right actions, and you'll end up just wasting time. So always have a plan going into the day, and always make sure that you do those things when you say that you're going to do them. So that's number one. Now, at this point, you might be concerned about how to make sure that you do it, how to properly motivate yourself. And so I'm going to share with you now, this is point number 2, the most powerful method I've ever discovered for long-term sustainable motivation that goes beyond like when we have like say 2 weeks of insane motivation and then we lose it and then we lose all our progress. So it goes like this. Again, as I'm speaking to you, I can only assume that you have things that you want to accomplish in your life. You want to either be a better person, there's a certain career aspiration that you have, there's something you want to get rich and famous, you want to properly serve the world, there's something in you that knows that you're capable of being more, of being better, of accomplishing more, of what I like to say, I like to call it just playing at a higher level, like just having your train spin at a larger track than the smaller one that you've been on. You know that you're able to do more, and you want to do more. And the desire in you to become a better person, to become a larger person, to do more, to accomplish more, it doesn't go away ever. It will always, kind of like be there in the background. It'll always feel like, even in your most distracted moments, it'll always feel like a dull ache, a longing to move forward along your purpose, because you do have a purpose and you do have a reason why you're here. And that reason and purpose goes beyond your conscious mind. It actually rides below the level of your conscious reasoning. It's programmed into the fabric of what you are, and you can't escape it any more than you can escape your own self, your own body, I suppose. So you're here to accomplish that potential. Now, if you go into a day and you have something to do, and you're considering not doing it, or you're considering delaying doing it, just remember that if you are saying no to this one activity, say it's going for your run or whatever it is, you're not just saying no to this run, you're saying no to your purpose. Because you cannot arrive at step 1000 if you're unwilling to take step 1. So if you refuse to take step 1, you're also refusing to take step 1000. And so I'd like for you to bring the seriousness of your life purpose into this one step. And that includes, by the way, the step, arguably step 3 of creating tomorrow's plan if you're thinking of not doing that. So make all of that immediate and know what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. And give yourself the respect of carrying out your mission, knowing that your mission is deeper than what you are, and that the fruits of your mission will directly benefit humanity. It's arguable that that's how you came into existence, that there was a demand for you. So take that seriously and respect that. And if you fail, that's okay. I think I'm going to get into this in point 4. I think I will, but I want to say now, if you fail at this, don't be hard on yourself, because you'll continue to get more chances. That part is still true. You'll get a second chance, a third chance, as many chances as you need. So don't be hard on yourself, but just keep that seriousness there and really apply the fullness of your effort to it. Cool. So hopefully that can bring in a sense of motivation there. Point 3 is small specific measurables, which I think I've already mentioned. I think that's about clear. The only other part that I want to add is, so when you create a plan, always have something specific and measurable that you know when you're done. Because whenever you make a promise, and whenever you make a promise with your words, with your mouth, and then you actually do the thing you promised that you were going to do with your action, you're creating a link between your word and your action. In other words, you're creating a link between your imagined reality and actual reality. You're grounding your imagination into reality by carrying out what you said you were going to do. It's a very sacred bond. And the more you do as you say you're going to do, the more you open up a channel whereby you can manifest your dreams in physical reality. The part where you take action on what you say is of absolute importance. Absolute importance. If you don't do it, it doesn't happen by definition. That's how important it is. Number 4. So what I have here for point number 4 is give yourself the rest of the day with no guilt or shame. And what I mean is this. If you accomplish 3 hours of the most important tasks that will advance you one step in the direction of your dreams, in the direction of your greater and larger and better self, then time is on your side. It is a very beautiful and sacred thing that you're doing. I would strongly advise against trying to do too much at once, because you run the risk of having the whole thing collapse after 2 weeks and then the progress is negated. What's much, 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 much more important is establishing a long-term track record of taking 1 or 2 steps forward every single day. Over time, take on more. But as I was saying earlier, how it's like you can take 2 or you can do more if you want. Make sure that you're always maintaining that minimum. Because that is the long-term version. You are establishing leadership over your life in a long-term way, and that's how you get long-term results. But because we're in isolation, there's just going to be a lot of time on our laptops. It's like, unless you're like a monk and you're meditating, which is like totally cool. I myself, I do a lot of sitting meditation, but we're inside. We're just going to be on our computers a lot for now. We're going to be on our couches a lot for now. We're still exercising. We're still keeping sharp. We're moving forward with our purpose. But please go easy on yourself in terms of how much you use your phone and how much you use your laptop. It might be a lot. It doesn't do any good for you to be using your laptop and your phone a lot, but then guilting yourself about it and shaming yourself about it. Whenever you guilt trip yourself and shame yourself, you're just creating conflict. And when you create conflict in yourself, you're creating friction. And friction creates that self-sabotage element. It makes way, way more sense just to move in ways that feel natural for you, while at the same time being firm about the most important thing, which is you being on your life's purpose. So please go easy on yourself in these times. If you find yourself, going unusually hard on your media consumption, your laptop consumption, and if you're able to do that, then you stand the best possible chance of scaling that down over time. But in the meantime, don't take on too much at once. Way, way better to establish a manageable amount of leadership, and then give yourself the rest of the day. Right, yeah, do more if you can, but if you feel like resistance, if you feel like you're like super duper procrastinating, it's okay. Relax and give that to yourself. Respect that in yourself, because at least you got the minimum done. We're playing the long-term game here. We have all the time we need to accomplish our purpose, but we don't if we keep going all the way balls to the wall and then giving up entirely and having to start from the beginning again and again and again. So that's it. Those are the 4 points. So to summarize one more time, create a plan for the next 14 days, and then a 1-week plan and a daily plan, and on a daily basis, make the daily plan. Number 2, link your daily actions with your higher potential. No higher potential without the daily action. 3, small specific measurables. 4, give yourself the rest of the time off and relax and chill and be easy on yourself. And that is it. One more time, you can get a one-on-one private 45-minute session with me where I can help you personally for $5 Canadian. I suggest you take me up on that. It's going to be rad. And that is all, my friend. Goodbye.